Today we've got a red and white Arcane Bombardment deck that abuses Return the Favor, a new spree card from Thunder Junction that lets us copy an instant, sorcery, or ability, or we can change the target of another spell or ability. Or we can do both, which is what red was going for here. Now we've got a lot of the standard red and white control stuff, and I've only made some minor tweaks to the deck list that they sent me. I've adjusted some of the lands just to give us a few more things that come into play untapped, and I added a few of these colorless lands here at the bottom for some extra utility. And then after a few games, I did kind of tweak the numbers of just a few things. I think I added one more Sunfall right here. Wow, that's big. And then I threw in a couple of Get Lost here because I was experiencing a little difficulty with some enchantments. Things like Insidious Roots or Leyline Binding. It's always nice just to have a couple of these just to get us out of a couple of tough spots. So if nothing else, just know that Return the Favor is crazy in Arcane Bombardment decks. We can copy the ability from Bombardment itself and get a whole other stack of spells to play with, which is just super fun. So I hope you enjoy some of these games as much as I did. Now let's go see some of them over on the ranked standard ladder. All right, let's take a look at this. That may be a few too many Return the Favors. We'll see if we can figure out what the right number is. Opponent's starting off with a Plains. We'll go Sundown Pass. This is a viewer-submitted Arcane Bombardment deck, by the way. Let's plot our Highway Robbery. Always nice to have that as a zero-cost thing to do later. So the progression of turns here. We can flick a coin at something next turn, which brings us into big score, which hopefully draws us into either Bombardment or Chandra. There's also, I believe, one copy of Quintorius in here. Glimpse the Core. I've been trying to fit that one in somewhere. It's like the closest thing we have to Rampant Growth, another 2-mana spell that goes and fetches a forest. And the difference between that being played on 2 versus 3, which is kind of the more common number for that card in recent sets, is pretty huge. Like if I could play that card in a Bombardment deck, we'd be reliably big scoring on turn 3. Speaking of big score, let's pass this turn over. We have many favors to return here. So interesting, we can copy not just spells and not just redirect spells, but also abilities, which is something I tend to forget about a lot with these types of cards. Outcaster Trailblazer. So adds a mana, and they're going to be able to draw a card. Oh. Vaultborn Tyrant. So that draws them a card too? Sure. I don't think that's worth copying at the moment. We're trying to big score. Pitch this mountain. Oh, of course we draw. Oh, there's Bombardment. Great. Bombardment, 2 mana left over. Let's go for the Highway Robbery. And if we pick up big score, we might have mana for a Return the Favor. Oh, this might work too. We got to flick a coin. Okay, Robbery drawing us some cards. Let's discard one of these lands. Sunset Revelry. Not an instant, and Return the Favor is conditional upon our opponent doing something with an ability. Buried in the Garden. Alright, so when this comes down, there's going to be an ability on the stack. Okay, there's the ability. Obviously targeting Bombardment. If we return the favor... Yes, if we return the favor, that costs 3. We can change the target. That'll save Bombardment. However, we're going to need a permanent that we can target with that. We got big score. We had flick a coin anyway. So that's going to give us a treasure. Big score, a couple more. We can return the favor on Buried in the Garden onto one of these treasures as a legal target. Opponent glimpses the core. Hits us for 10. Still not out of the woods yet. When it dies, make a token of it. Okay. Alright, well, we could double bombardment. Revelry gets us some more life and could buy us a turn. Let's do that. And then let's copy the bombardment trigger. Yes, with return the favor. Alright, let's see if this even works. Alright, we get a second trigger. So that pulls up something into bombardment. Let's see, we've got return the favor, big score, and flick a coin. Let's go big score first. Then flick a coin. And then can we copy the ability? Oh, we can. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, another bombardment trigger. Yeah, let's go big score. Flick a coin. Return the favor. Copy the bombardment stack. Hold on. Can we do this? Yeah, let's just decline this for a second. I don't know what's going to happen here. We got Chandra. Flick a coin happens. The only damage spell we have under here is Flick a Coin, which is a very slow win condition. But in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go for it. So we copy bombardment. Return the favor. It's going to cost us 1 mana for each of these. In theory, big score can keep happening and giving us more treasure. We're going to keep drawing more cards. If this Lightning Helix was under bombardment instead of in my hand, that would be much better. As it is, I'm surprised our opponent's still here, so we're going to try to move this along. Another Helix, bombardment, Sunfall, bombardment again. Yeah, let's just keep it rolling. Still just copying the original bombardment trigger. 4 treasures left. Flick a coin. Let's just leave it there for now. Yeah, let's flick another coin. That's more damage. I don't know. Well, maybe one more? I'm kind of tentative about this. I mean, we've essentially got an infinite combo here to draw our whole deck, right? We've got Chandra in hand. We've got a pair of Lightning Helixes, but the only things that are under this bombardment stack... we've got 1 flick a coin, return the favor, and some card draw. So we might actually be in danger of decking ourselves. Do we dare? Hold on a second. Let's see what we get. Huh. Okay. So I think I'm understanding a little bit more why there's 1 copy of Quintorius in here. This stack is crazy. Flick a coin one more time. I think we have enough cards. Alright. We're gonna keep flicking just because that's some damage and treasure for us. And I think I know how we're going to end this. Great. finally the original Sunset Revelry happens. Let's go Quintorius. So with the amount of stuff that we've got under bombardment and the ability to keep stacking it up, I think we're just going to make a token. We're going to pass the turn over, put a stop on the opponent's upkeep. Oh, okay. Choose cards to keep. Honestly, I've never had this amount of cards in hand. Let's keep our instants, toss the rest. Draw step, we'll Lightning Helix to the face. Bombardment. Copy Bombardment again with Return the Favor. And with this, Quintorius should give us enough triggers from casting all these spells. Yeah, let's do it again. Copy the stack. And might as well copy it again. I don't know, it might not be enough. I'm not a math whiz. Alright. We've returned the favor 3 times. We've got Flick a Coin. We're gonna big score. Toss Chandra. And Quintorius is up to the plate. And whammy. Just kidding. Thanks, opponent. Good game. Alright, I think we're good here. Let's start off with the Elegant Parlor. Gonna be honest, didn't remember that that card was in standard. Gonna toss this big score because we've already got one. See? The shuffler loves me. Double big score. Sunset Revelry. If we play a land, and then Revelry will be down a card, yes. Opponent want to counter that? You want to counter the lamest Sunset Revelry I've ever cast? Do it. They did. Oh, wow. They did not want me to have that card. Well, I don't have the appropriate sticker for that. Elegant Parlor. Well, we were on time for big score. Let's keep that Return the Favor. If our opponent's going to be countering our stuff, that could be fun to have in our back pocket. Okay, opponent looking like they're building up some domain over there. All right, let's pretend like we're thinking about what to do and that we don't have anything. We're going to pass. We're trying to sneak a big score past a likely second make disappear. Wedding announcement. Okay. And that's it. All right. Well, that's a big score then. I think this is our window. Excuse me. I think this is our window of opportunity. Wedding announcement happens. The window is open. Let's play Plains. No, let's... Yeah, let's let it go. So, if this were like Mono Blue or Dimir, I would just slam that, no questions asked, but... Zur Eternal Schemer. Yeah, this player is clearly playing with some leyline bindings, no doubt. Probably get lost. So it might be worth hanging out a few more turns until we can get Return the Favor as a backup. Alright, let's big score. Discard Wandering Emperor. If the big enchantments are going to be hexproof, that's not going to help me. We get Union. All right, Sundown Pass. What do we got down here? 3 big scores, a Revelry, and a Helix. Let's play Bombardment and just pass. So likely, we didn't see one there, but I'm really on the lookout for Leyline Binding. And like I said, Get Lost is pretty common. There's the Binding, okay. So, we'll just think about the order of this. Yes, so that lands, the trigger goes on the stack. This has to target a permanent an opponent controls. If we just do the copy of the ability, we'll have 1 treasure left no matter what spell we get with Bombardment. And so we can still have a legal target for it. So let's do that. They could respond by destroying our treasure, but then we'd still have maybe an out in one of the 3 big scores that are down in our graveyard. Make disappear. Sacrificing a creature so we can't pay. Okay. Alright, well, we at least get the Bombardment activation out of it, even if they did counter the Return the Favor. For some reason, making Leyline Binding a creature. Alright, let's discard Plains to big score. More Planeswalkers. Yeah, I guess we gotta say goodbye to this Bombardment here. That is too bad. That would have been pretty slick. Opponent continuing the beatdowns with Zur. Union finds us Brotherhood's End. So we could probably burn out Zur. We could also play Chandra, add mana, and do a little double Lightning Helix. So that'll be enough to take out Zur. Alright, let's go Helix. Copy. Helix again. Zur down. Oh, shoot, they stay creatures. Yeah, okay. Gonna take a sip of this coffee here. It's gonna be fine. What? I turn away for 1 second. Opponent leaves Chandra alive. Why would they not send the binding at Chandra and the other thing at my face? Alright, well, in that case, do we go looking for cards with her, or do we make mana? Let's go looking for cards. Opponent has a response to this, or that's just the trigger from Zur being held up. There we go, Sunfall. Chandra's going to copy it, so even if they've got the make disappear, we still get the Sunfall to happen. Bombardment's back. 2 incubator tokens. Although one slightly less effective than the other. Main phase Wandering Emperor. What is it with people doing this? I've seen this more and more lately. Like, it doesn't matter if you main phase it and make a creature. I'm clearly not that threatening right now. Let's go play with fire. Yeah, no shade to the opponent, but this is not the first time I've seen that happen. It's like, just wait. Oh, and they just scoop it up. Good game. All right, let's keep this early removal into a Sunfall. Just got to fill in the cracks with the big score. See if we can get Quintorius rolling again. Bramble Familiar. That's the fancy raccoon Bramble Familiar. Well, we're still going to play with fire it. Nice. That is nice. Opponents never let me have that. Why would I deny them the same joyous experience of getting your mana creature bolted? We're out here doing favors for everybody. This could be another domain opponent. Alright, let's play Field of Ruin. This would be such a great big score turn. Luca bound to ruin. I mean, yeah, can't counter it. Don't know why I'm really hesitating there, but not something you see every day. So it makes a creature. Let's give it the get lost. We can handle a 3/3 creature, especially in response to a map activation. 1 turn away from bombardment. Oh. Yeah, that's not domain. Yeah, I should have known from the familiar. So they're going to exile another Bramble Familiar. Yep, play the fetch quest for free. Mill some stuff. And they get an enchantment or a creature. And they found a Virtue. That's actually not terrible. Because what do they have? Bramble Familiar? We don't have any creatures in here. Let's zap that beast. Alright, well. Land number 6. Let's just check here. Yep, just Luca and a familiar. We got nothing. Let's slam it. Cards on the table. Bramble Familiar comes back from the opponent, as expected. Leyline Binding from our opponent. Yep. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. We got to go for it, though, because if they don't have it, like, we're off to the races. And a tiny Flesh Gorger. That's going to be a pain if that comes back over and over. Let's play out Eiganjo. Let's play Sunfall just to scoop that up into exile. Prevent that from coming back over and over again. So Quintorius could potentially help us find some things to do. Opponent replays Familiar. We've got Reliquary as well. Can draw us at least one card. Opponent goes exploring with the map. And a turn, let's activate our Incubator. Back up Bombardment. Now there is a Get Lost down there. Let's pass. We've only got kind of one shot at this. So if they've got a backup Leyline Binding, and my opponents usually do, we might be able to respond to that with Play with Fire. Oh, Etali comes down. Okay, let's let this resolve. Invasion. And they choose our big score. Discarding Flesh Gorger. Well, that's pretty good. So this will mill them out to a fetch quest. What? Oh, they didn't find it. They're out of fetch quests. They've got a backup Virtue in hand. We're going to fizzle that. Let's target our own Incubator with Play with Fire. One Virtue's bad enough. We pick up Sunfall? Yes, please. Oh, yes. Effectively neutralizing the existing Virtue. That's fantastic. All right, let's play Quintorius. Let's discover and try to get a spell. We get Lightning Helix. Point that at the opponent. Then we can save our play with fire for the opponent's turn. Quintorius gets his trigger. Oh, don't really want to cast either of these, actually. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So opponent's going to bring back Flesh Gorger. We've got the Sunfall tucked under here. So Gorger's next on the chopping block. Cemetery Desecrator. Remove X counters. So it could target Quintorius here, who at the moment is our speediest win condition. Yeah, I think we gotta try. Let's activate Bombardment now. Oh, there it is. We got Get Lost. So let's Get Lost on the other Leyline Binding, which is housing our other Bombardment, rather. Quintorius gets a few hits. Sunfall takes care of the creatures. More maps for the opponent. Scry that land to the bottom. Now the Cemetery Desecrator trigger. X is 7. Alright, they're going to hit Invasion. So they're going to draw, destroy Bombardment, number 1. Okay. I mean, that was not the worst. I feel like we've been exiling most of the big stuff. We know there's no good... they don't have any fetch quests left. Got a Lightning Helix here. Before we just fire that off, though, let's do Reliquary. We're going to draw 2 with that. There we go. 2 instants. I'll pick up Play with Fire. That's pretty good. Quintorius gets some triggers.
You're about to be history.
Opponent with the Herd Migration. Getting a little nervous over there. Discards it to gain 3. Helix on the top. I think we can keep that safely. Awesome. Let's play out this mountain. Gives us enough to Union. We'll just make a Spirit with Quintorius. And back to you. How's that combo working out? Opponent going for the Virtue. Tell you what, let's respond with a Union. Double play with fire. That plus some Quintorius triggers should about polish it off there. Good game, opponent. Good game. Okay. Definitely got time for one more. Let's go for this. Pumped up the number of Sunfalls in this deck to 2. And I think the other big change I made was adding in just a pair of Get Losts. Opponent's starting off with a Rubble Belt Maverick. We're going to just probably keep playing some lands for a few turns. So, not sure if I've mentioned it in one of the other games, but thanks to Red for submitting another Bombardment deck. I believe this is the second deck I've featured from them. And fun to see. Required minimal tweaking. And definitely gives me a good excuse to play 4 copies of Return the Favor. Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. Or Tivar. Still don't know how to say that one's name. Gonna get back a Berserker, activate the roots. Yeah, I've seen this show by now. Gonna attack with the Maverick. The Maverick. We're just gonna take that. No sense in putting that in the graveyard when the opponent can use it to activate the roots. Just had an image of like Questlove sitting over on our opponent's board. Just being like, oh, it's my time to get activated. Let's go. Let's Lightning Helix Tifar. Activating the roots. All right. Well, we've got the Get Lost for it. And I don't know why it's asking us to resolve that. I mean, we could technically respond to that with Helix, but maybe it's return the favor, holding priority even though we can't spree it. Interesting. Another Jubilant Brawler. Well, there's no more roots to activate.
We can win.
It's early. I'm scrubbing my brain for roots-related puns, song names, something like that. Coming up empty. Souls of the Lost, though, an 8-9. Suppose we could catch that up in this Sunfall. All right, let's Helix Tivar. We draw Pass. Let's play Pass and Sunfall. All right. So we've dealt with, what, 2 Planeswalkers and Insidious Roots. Several tiny creatures. We don't have much left, though, so... Oh. They had a backup Souls. Seeds of Hope. Puts Cauldron in the grave and brings it back, and the Souls are up to an 11-12. Well, we have a limited amount of time to find an answer to this. The second Sunfall. Another Get Lost, perhaps. Opponent follows up with more Insidious Roots. Gets a plant. Back up to 11-12. We can at least chump with this Incubator token. As we try to dig for an answer to this. Oh, a land. A land. All right. Well, we're going to take a pretty big hit from the opponent this turn. I think if we big score, we can at least afford the other Sunfall immediately. So that's a potential out for us on top. Opponent's going to Soul Cauldron. Oh, and the So the vampire is going to give its backup ability to the souls, right? The sacrifice for 1 and they can afford it. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, I've been gotten a few times with a different combo similar to this. Can we do this? They're going to sack it. Okay, all right, I think we can do this. Copy, and then change the target. Okay, okay, I think we got it. We're going to do both. Okay, we're targeting the soul's ability. Autopay, yes. We copy that ability and choose a new target for it, which is our opponent. And redirect the other ability to our opponent. Good game.